Big news today involving the British royal family. Kensington Palace revealing that Kate Middleton will stay in the hospital for up to 14 days after undergoing a planned abdominal surgery. No details about her condition, but she is expected to miss events for more than 2 months. Shortly after that news came out, Buckingham Palace announced that 75-year-old King Charles will have corrective surgery next week for a benign enlarged prostate. UK media correspondent and royal reporter Neil Sean joins me now from London. Neil, always good to see you. Thank you very much for being with us today. I know that you went over to the hospital where she is recovering. And there are some reports about how this went. What can you share with us from being over there today?
Good evening from London, Martha. Yes, well, what's been interesting here, as you rightly said, Martha, it's the timings of this, and this is really important because what we had learned earlier today was that Catherine allegedly had visited the hospital yesterday for a private visit. Obviously, that was to check in, and that's what we later found out. The big now, I think, issue that Catherine has obviously undergone the surgery, that's proven very successful, thankfully, but by her saying that she doesn't want this discussed, this will lead to a lot of speculation about exactly what the condition is, all of that sort of stuff. So I would suspect, Martha, at some point they will have to release further details to stop the swell of people, you know, literally adding on to this particular story. But let's not forget that this is Catherine, the Princess of Wales, who has gone through a very stressful time. I know this from a good source recently. It's, you know, only a few weeks back she was named the royal racist, and this really had a big impact on her. And when we were at the Carol concert at Westminster Abbey, you could see the zing had slightly gone. I mean, obviously she had other issues, but the bottom line is this has been a very testing time brought on by a lot of stress. Regarding His Majesty the King, what I do find interesting about this particular timing, Martha, is that that wasn't meant to come out officially until another couple of days. What I find interesting there is I think this is a deflection to take the pressure off his much beloved daughter-in-law, the Princess of Wales. He is a kind man, King Charles.
So in both of these cases, the statements that were released, Neil, say that these both are non-cancerous, that whatever her situation is, it does not have to do with cancer. Am I correct in saying that? And his prostate situation also said to be benign. Can you confirm that that is the statement from the palace?
100% the statement from the palace, and I do think this is a really brave move, actually, Martha, for the king to put that out there. But I do think he's obviously sort of saying to all of us guys out there, you know, it can happen to anyone, you know, go and get checked. So there was a nice sort of side to that particular story. But I do think he cares, obviously, desperately for Catherine. And the bottom line is, I think this was a good move by him to move the story back to him rather than the pressure on her.
Well, it's an awfully long hospital stay for a young, healthy woman and a lot of time away from the public for her as well. So we'll continue to see what more we can learn about this. Obviously, people respect anyone's wish for privacy. It's also interesting that our defense secretary was missing for quite some time with a prostate issue, and we didn't learn about it until it was weeks in. But Prince Charles has disclosed that right off the bat. So another interesting side note for those of us back here on this side of the pond. Neil, always great to see you. Let us know what you learn. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I will. Let's wish her well.
Absolutely.